And we are live. Great. What is up, Copy Squad? I am glad to be back in Florida and in front of my camera. And before I begin today's video, I have a quick question for you. And that is, due to all my traveling recently and the projects I've been working on, I've kind of had to try to juggle a YouTube channel and an email list, and they actually take a lot more time. Both of them take a lot more time than I was thinking. So what would you prefer? I focus on the YouTube videos and creating content and breaking down these sales letters, or I focus on getting those daily emails out to you where I kind of give you little tidbits of copywriting, tips and whatnot and stuff like that from either my daily life or stuff I've read or something like that. Let me know in the comments down below, and smash like if you just got here. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we're going to look over Frank Kern's sales letter for his new book, Convert 2.0. And I've kind of just been seeing this everywhere, so I was like, okay, I'm going to buy it. I don't know if you know who Frank Kern is, but you should. He's like an old school direct marketing genius. He's been in the game, I think it says right here in his disclaimer, he's been doing this for 19 years. Right there. So, he's someone you should pay attention to. And I remember I was watching, he used to look like a surfer dude with long hair, and I was watching him do, these speeches in, standard definition recording before, HDTV was, even a thing. And it's just really cool to see him, on Instagram today. And I'm going to buy this book, as soon as I'm done with this. But I pulled up the sales letter, and I was, trying to scroll down to the bottom. I was like, let me just buy the damn thing. You don't have to sell me. And I kind of came across my mind. I was like, hey, I'm flashing through a sales letter so many other people do in this world. And I was like, I should break this down. I should see how he does this. And this is going to be a lot different than what we're used to seeing on this channel, where we usually cover this financial copywriting and the world of direct response. We're writing these 40-page letters trying to sell you how to retire in 3 weeks. He has a lot of built-up credibility. He's got people like me who are just okay, just give me the thing. I see you on my Instagram. I see you on my Facebook. I see you everywhere. And that's kind of one of those things where he's kind of a bit of an advertising genius. And I think this is so funny. I want to show you something. Right whenever I put up the status for this video. So here's my Facebook feed, right? And I took a snippet. I took a picture. And it's kind of hard to see on this, actually. But I screenshotted my Facebook post right here, and then directly beneath that, there is a sponsored post by Frank Kern. So that was kind of funny, wasn't it? Because I just posted it, and then bam, he's there. He's all over the place. No wonder I'm buying his stuff. Alright, so let's see if we got any questions or anything right now. Okay. Looks like we're all good. Stream's good. Everything's healthy. Let's just jump into it and see how the legendary Frank Kern sells his book. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll do this the classic way, the same way I would evaluate any other thing. Like I say, there's going to be different emphasis in the way Frank does it versus how we do it in the financial copywriting niche. So let's just start with the 4 U's and see how it goes. I'm also just personally interested. This is not something I will probably, it'll go in my swipe file, and it'll be in the swipe file for the email subscribers. If you go to copywriter.com/swipe, and that's literally what it is. Here it is. It's kylethewriter.com/swipe. And that's in the description down below. But yeah, if you go there, you get all my swipe files and these PDFs that I mark up. So this will be in there for me. And I don't know that I'll actually use this to help me write financial copy, but again, I'm just intrigued to see how these dudes, these giants do it. All right, so urgent. Looking at it very quickly, brand new from Frank Kern. New book reveals how to create internet campaigns that sell. From his desk, dear friend. So that's your whole headline complex. Urgency, not really a thing. We can already see that it is a book offer. We knew that clicking over that we were going to be trying to buy a book. Is it useful? Definitely. Is it unique? We can kind of say with the idea that we're not just internet campaigns seems even a little less specific and a little broader and a little less unique. But at the same time, I feel like what we see mostly on this platform, like Instagram and Facebook, is how to create Facebook ads, how to create Facebook ads, how to create Facebook ads. So maybe something like an internet campaign feels like a little bit more of a deep dive, right? So, and again, I'm going to be biased here, and I'm going to give him like a whenever I should maybe give him a B- on some things or something like that. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but not that he should get a B-. He's a legend. Anyway, so ultra specific, not really, right? So it's a new book, internet campaigns to sell, and that's kind of like what he does. He's kind of like your friendly marketer. You know, he's always smiling. He's always like, check out how he's like, check out how fancy this this sales letter on Instagram is, and it's just like he's like just scrolling through PowerPoint, right? He's like that friendly dude that you could have a beer with, right? So he's like the anti high pressure guy, which is why I kind of think that this kind of copywriting probably won't transfer directly over to our financial copywriting that we do with my company. But anyway, we're going to see a lot of that. So yeah, he's not telling you, I promise you'll make $1 bajillion in the next 2 weeks. Buy now. As a matter of fact, when we get into the sales letter, you'll see that's like the opposite of what he does. So I'm going to bring up the KM checklist. And again, I don't think it completely applies because our branding and his branding is going to be a little different, but some things I did notice when I was glancing through this. What was where was the one where I did it really well? Is it this guy? Yeah. Safe, predictable, new, unique, easy in anyone. All right. And it's funny, you're going to see him attack these almost from the opposite angle. Like when we get into the sales letter, which I keep hyping up, you're going to see him say, this is not easy, and this is not for everyone. Not everyone will have these results. So he almost, it's weird, but there might be some sort of crazy psychology Jedi stuff going on in there, where that actually has the opposite effect. All right, and let's do the Clayton Makepeace checklist really quick here. That's on the camera. I don't want you guys like staring inside of my ear while I'm doing this. So one, you want to grab them by the eyeballs. And that means flagging your ideal prospect. You want to stoke curiosity. And 3, present big promise. And again, I think we're going to see a lot of the opposite going on here. Then we're going to expand upon our headline. He's going to be your anti-marketer. You're going to establish credibility. And then you're going to bribe to read this sales letter. All right. Any questions so far? Anybody got comments? Nope. All right, so let's just keep moving. So let's look at the Clayton Makepeace checklist as far as credibility right away, and it's not part of the headline, you know, but it's number 3. But we can still say there's cred here. Brand new from Frank Kern. All right. We'll also see this will hit from the KM checklist. Brand new, so it's new, right? New book, so it's new, right? Now, no matter if you're like a pushy, aggressive marketer or you're the friendly marketer, new and unique is always exciting to everybody, right? So it's not urgent, but it is new. So it is something special, something you've probably never seen before. And it reveals. So reveals has a hint of secret information, which we've kind of talked about with Blair Warren at length in like especially the latest videos I've put out. Stoke curiosity. Flag ideal prospect, and present a big promise. So his ideal prospect is going to be someone looking for a book from Frank Kern. So he does that. He kind of says, hey, I'm Frank Kern. Here's my brand new book. So if you're interested in Frank Kern material, then you've already been flagged, right? So that's a pretty good job here. Also, if you're not interested in Frank Kern stuff, he's going to give you something that helps you sell better online. So he's got you both ways there. Stoke curiosity. Okay, so right away he's telling you he's going to reveal how to do something. So if you are a person who wants this kind of product, perhaps you'll read into the sales letter to see if he gives you any hints or reveals any secrets, anything like that along the way, which he shouldn't. Present the big promise. The big promise is fairly bland. It's sell stuff online, right? But that's where the credibility comes back in. If you're a Frank Kern fan, you're going to buy it. Like, for instance, I am going to buy this book. As soon as we're done doing this, I'm going to purchase it. So then you expand upon the headline. Let's get into it. From the desk of Frank Kern. From La Jolla. Is it Holla or is it Jala? California. Dear friend. Ooh, that's tiny font. Let's see. If you'd like to create internet campaigns that sell like crazy, regardless of your industry, this is the most important letter you'll read today. So there's your bribe. It means you've got there it is. I'll show you why in a minute. And that's part of the bribe as well. Let's see if there's anything else we can pull from that. Credibility. So we want to go ahead and mark up cred here. Cred here. Alright, cool. So you see it's a little bit different from what we do in financial, but there's some of these things that are exactly the same. So are we expanding upon the headline? But first, a disclaimer. Please understand, my results I'm sharing with you are not typical. I'm not implying you'll duplicate them or do anything for that matter. I have the benefit of practicing direct response marketing and advertising for 19 years and have an established following as a result. The average person who buys any how-to information gets little to no results. I'm using these references for example purposes only. Your results will vary and depend on many factors, including but not limited to your background, experience, and work ethic. All business entails risks, as well as massive and consistent effort and action. If you're not willing to accept that, please do not get this book. With that said, let me jump right in and show you exactly what you're getting. Okay, so like I said, I scanned through this, and I think there is some genius psychology at action here. And here's what I mean by that. This is a big legal disclaimer. And in financial copywriting, what we like to do is take our legal battles and turn them into positives, right? Where we have to disclaim, like, okay, these gains are not regular. So imagine if you had a fraction of these gains or something like that. It's like a very common, like that's a super easy, like if I had to come up with a legal fix and I had 8 seconds to do it or a bomb would blow up my house, that's the one I would do, right? There's always something like that. I can try to spin it. So for this, I think what we're seeing, now that I read it, I'm not implying you'll do anything. So I feel like this whole disclaimer comes off as one giant qualification / challenge. So let's see. I have 19 years of blah, blah, blah. And this is, okay. So this is like a weird amount of safety. Okay, so let's say, and the way I mean safety is, I mean, we got some risk relief here. I've got 19 years of experience. So if you can't do this, guess what? It's not your fault, right? So this is kind of like a really weird, and this might be just reading way into it, whether anyone knows they were writing it for this purpose or not. If you can't do it, you have failed, okay? So if you have failed, it's not your fault. You don't have my experience, all right? But that at the same time is the credibility aspect of it. That is at the same time the sell of it. Like, you get access to 19 years of knowledge, right? So this is, I don't want to call it secret knowledge, but this is like his knowledge that you're tapping into. Whether he doesn't come out and directly and say, like, you're going to get my knowledge, but like, hey man, this is my book. You probably haven't been this successful because you haven't had 19 years of experience. by the way, here's my book, right? This is what comes next. So it's hard practicing your response. And maybe this is, again, like something he knew he was doing or doesn't know he's doing, and it's like it's a byproduct of him just being that friendly marketer. But he seems too smart to accidentally sell you stuff. The average person who buys any how-to, okay? So nobody wants to be average. Your results will vary and depend on your work ethic. All business entails risk and effort. If you're not willing. So he set this up as, I'm not saying you'll do it. I've got 19 years of experience, is why I'm so good. Normal people suck. If you don't have work ethic, if you won't put in effort and action, this will not work for you. But, so this is all like a big giant qualifications and challenge. And I remember when I glanced through this and I was thinking about it, like how would I look over this part of the sales letter? Like this disclaimer. I remember thinking, okay, that won't work in financial. Like, I don't know, man. That could actually very well work, and we do that in our offer section all the time. We qualify the reader. And we say, look, man, we don't want someone who's only going to jump in and out of one trade with 3 minutes of risk and freak out. We only want people who are willing to really commit to this, to take part in every trade, and actually have the cash flow, which is kind of a challenge, actually have the money to do this. So if you don't have $10,000 in your retirement, just walk away now, right? It's kind of like a snub, right? A little bit of a challenge and qualifier. But this looks actually something like very usable. All right, no questions so far, cool. All right, so exactly what you're getting. Actually, let me check the time real quick. 17 minutes, okay. Smash like. In 3 minutes, I'm going to remind you again. This is dramatically different from anything you've ever read. There you go. We got that game changer brand new. This is classic. Dramatically different from anything you've ever read. So this is that new unique, right? And it has to be. The fact is, almost everything, like I've got a whole bookshelf right here. I don't want to turn the camera because it took me like 45 minutes to get a balance like that. But I have a whole bookshelf right here of marketing books and psychology books and like persuasion and influence books. And they all kind of say the same thing in like a slightly different way, right? So you've got to take the old and make it new again. That's what every sales letter has to do. That's its challenge, is to make it new and novel. I call it the N&N show. It's got to be new and novel. It's got to be new and novel to be exciting to anybody. Because it's more of a field guide to advertising for massive success than a traditional book. All right? So this is not a book. It's different. It's unique. The reason why is because there's no fluff or filler. It immediately gets down to brass tacks, showing you exactly what to do, how to do it, and why. All right, so this is fudge, not safe, you fool. It is easy. This goes into easy anybody. So you'll see the green will match up with the KM checklist here. So easy, anyone can do this. Well, he doesn't say anyone can do this. Oh, there's the word easy. But he does say, I'm going to show you what to do and how to do it. So it's hand-holding, right? At just 75 pages, you can read it in an afternoon. So this whole thing, man, it's just like showing you it's like something for nothing, right? All you got to do is just read this little 75-page book, and you'll immediately get, okay, get the entire methodology I personally use to create some of the most successful internet advertising promotions in history. Awesome. I wonder if this dude has a coaching program. I've never looked into that. I wouldn't be able to afford it anyway. Let's see. I'm talking like one-on-one. Like, I don't want to buy a book. I have enough books. I know how to average, or how psychology and all that works. Let's see. And you'll immediately get. So there you go. And this is cred here. Right? So all you got to do is read. This whole thing says all you got to do is read these 75 pages, and you will understand how to do what I do. That's a big, and that's kind of like a promise in itself. Right? That's your claim. Let's call it. I don't know if I want to call it. I guess we'll call it a promise. And the reason I stutter between like promise and claim is because there's a difference between like your big promise and your claim. A big promise is what it sounds like. It is do this thing and you will get this result. And then the claim are the things to support that. So the big promise is going to be like the golden thread that spans the entire sales letter. Okay, so I think what our big promise is going to be is read this book and you can be me. Here's just a fraction of what's inside, what it might mean for your business. Best news ever. Your competitors are practically throwing customers at you as you read this. Your competitors are... Okay, that's intriguing as hell. Okay. So one of the things that I always say whenever we see a bullet, it's right there. I always say that whenever you write a bullet, at the end of the bullet, the reader needs to wonder how. And there's a little joke on this in the first one where I really talk about, I'm like, how do they know, or how do they do it? Like, that needs to be the question at the end of every single bullet. Don't write bullets. Okay, this goes into that thing about features and benefits. And I will even see people explain to someone, you got to tell them about the benefits, not the features, and then go on to talk about something very basic, straightforward, and bland. And it's like they miss the point too. So the features and benefits is, it needs to be something at the end, like you get this thing, but you don't really understand how, right? So he says, your competitors are practically throwing customers at you as you read this. So you're like, how? That's like perfect. That's like awesome. They are making 3 deadly mistakes that can drive their customer to you in droves. All you have to do is basically show up, and you might dominate your marketplace in a matter of days using this one simple method. This is one of the most clever bullets I've ever read. Okay, so I'm glad I'm reading this. Okay, so instead of, like, my bullet would say this. This is where my bullet would read. All you have to do is show up, and you might, there's some legal hedging in here, might, and basically. All you have to do is show up, and you can dominate your market in a matter of days using this one simple method. I would probably give something to give it a little more specificity. I'd say something about and he's taken like 4 different bullet ideas and made it into one cohesive bullet. This is a really great bullet. That's some Jedi stuff. Okay, breakthrough tactic for gaining trust with your prospects. Very few businesses do this. Okay, so breakthrough was one of those power words, like new, unique, breaking. I still keep coming back to that bullet. That's a really good bullet. All right, breakthrough tactic for gaining trust with your prospects. Very few businesses do this, and I think it's around 300 times easier than the normal methods everyone else does. You'll get a crystal clear understanding of this on page 54. Okay, so basically it's easy, right? And the result is to gain trust. So it's an easy way to get trust, 300 times easier actually. So there's that little weird quirky specificity that makes you wonder in a bullet. Okay, you say it's easier, it's 300 times easier. How are you getting that number? You know? The simple secret of the world's highest paid speaker and how you can reverse engineer it for your own personal gain. See page 20. I wonder if I'm missing any bullet stuff here. Let's go to the actual sales page, which I have pulled up over here. Okay. Okay, I was just wondering that because it says you'll get understanding on page 54, and then it says the simple secret of the world's highest paid speaker. Makes me wonder if this is supposed to be a separate bullet. A little bit of a stutter there. Not a big deal. Okay, so page 54 and 20 will take care of that stuff for you. Plug your ears. You're being fed terrible misinformation by these come-lately marketers and their shiny objects. There are only 3 proven steps to sustainable profits, and they work together in a perfect synergy when applied in the right order. On page 6, you'll get the exact 3-part equation for profits that drives this entire system. You'll instantly understand it so you can apply it to your business today. Implement this, and you might completely dominate your market, catapulting yourself, your business, or your brand to celebrity status, and outselling your competition while they're left scratching their heads in wonder. Okay, so see if I can try to pull these apart. Alright, so this is a deadly mistakes, right? And Copy Chief Live, or copychief.com, I think, has like a bullet cheat sheet. And this is one of their bullet cheat sheets. It's like, don't make this mistake. The one mistake that everyone makes, right? So you'll see he's using it here. Come on. And then he's kind of doing it here. So you've got a mistake. And then 3 proven steps to sustainable profits. It's fast and it's easy. Again, there's a lot of ease in here. You can apply it today, so it's fast. And it's an equation, okay? Anything formulaic or an equation is going to be easy. 3 proven steps for sustainable profits. They work. Okay, so this has a bit of a, when applied in the right order, right? This is a little bit of secret information to it. Page 20, see page 50. Are those page references required legally? Okay, the question is, do you think it is to include see page 20, see page 50? Are those page references required legally? No, man. So those are meant to basically make it seem more real, right? To make it seem more enticing. Like, he's not just saying this. He's basically saying, you will learn this on page 20. So it's like, you will actually be getting this answer at this exact spot in the book. So it's like a, that's done on purpose, not a legal thing. So when you say something like applied in the right order, I think I'm not sure if I'm allowed to like reference my personal sales letters in this channel, but I'm going to start covering them, I think. So in my Rich Dad Retirement Masterclass sales letter, I did the same thing as the page 20 thing, where I was like, you'll learn this secret in video 4 of Rich Dad's Retirement Masterclass, or something like that. So it basically like makes it more real. The other thing I would say is one of my bullets had where it says like applied in right order. One of the bullets was like, you can save this much money using a loophole if you know the steps to take. So that infers I know the steps. Do you? And it's like, I don't know, show me, right? So this kind of is like one of those weird inferences. I know the secret order. All right. So this is also like a little bit of like authority credibility put in here. I feel like this is like a bit of like a pseudo pattern interrupt to kind of get you to stop and look at this bullet. See some more like sort of like legal hedging right there. You might completely dominate your market. Maybe he just doesn't want someone to sue him or give anyone a reason to sue when, oh, you told me I'd completely dominate my market, and I didn't. So everyone thinks they're going to read a book and dominate their market. Alright, so catapulting yourself, your business, or your brand to celebrity status, and outselling your competition while left scratching their heads in wonder. Okay, this is really cool. That's sort of like a picture thing. And I have looked through. This is going to be a heavily bullet-driven sales letter. All right. These are really good bullets. It's really short. It's only 6 pages, but man, there's a lot to unpack in each of these bullets. And I'm not like a bullet king or anything, so I wish this would give me something that maybe I need to go check out that Copy Chief bullet checklist. It's free on their site. Maybe dig into that some more. The 2 things you can do immediately to increase sales and revenue without spending money on more traffic. Okay, so that's a benefit right there. And this is the intrigue factor, right? Like, this is the how. What 2 things? And without sending more emails to your list. Okay. So, man. So when it comes to bullets, you can, all right, so you've got, like, he could have stopped it there, right? He could have stopped it there, and that could have been the end. But instead of saying, here's 2 things you can do to immediately make more money, he says to go on like 1 step further, you can do this without sending more emails, like without any extra work, without any extra hassle, or you can do an even if. So you can say 2 things to immediately increase sales and revenue without spending more money on traffic, even if you don't have an email list, or even if you don't own a blog or a website, even if you've never used social media. So that's kind of like one of those things that it could have stopped here. But what makes it more powerful is to do either without doing extra work. So we'd say without common objection, or even if common objection. And that'll make it so much more powerful. Okay. Alright, the same-day approach. This same-day approach works like crazy and does not involve affiliates, joint ventures, any of the usual internet marketing tricks you've heard over and over again. See page 7. Okay, so again, what's the pull of this bullet? The pull of this bullet is it's fast, right? This one, also fast. I should start marking this. There's so much to unpack in these bullets. This happened when we went over Dobrin and Dan's letter, which was misleadingly, it looked short, but it was not. It took me like 2 hours to go through that letter. 3 proven steps. Maybe some, oh, actually that should be green. That's safety. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and, this is going to take a long time. I bet way longer than I thought, which happens to me all the time. Steal this. There's an amazing psychological effect that makes people line up in droves to proudly spend 300% more on the same type of product their friends just bought for a fraction of the price. Beginning on page 9, I walk you through a present-day case study and reveal exactly how this is done, why it works, and the exact steps you can take to have the same mad rush effect on your business. So this is all done for you, right? Exactly how. I've personally deployed this strategy in 2 of my businesses, successfully charging as much as 500% more than my competitors during one of the worst recessions in history, and results, I sold out of products. Okay, so this is, I shouldn't make this as credibility. This is also probably a safety thing. And what this is, I call Chef Eats Own Cooking. Like, that's one of the strongest things that you can do is, like, I did this and I made $10 bajillion in 10 minutes. It was incredible. My whole life changed. It was a game changer. End result, I sold out of products. That's awesome. We'd love to sell out. This one tip alone can literally alter the course of your business, transforming you into an ultra premium brand that people clamor to be associated with. That's pretty awesome. So let's see. And that's like an awesome picture. This is picture. I mean, this is like a descriptive sort of, like, you can kind of envision it, a mad rush. people are clamoring to be associated with you. Think that more sales is the first step to more profits. Think again. The single biggest factor for increasing the money in your pocket, even if your sales stay the same. Sounds like raising prices. Well, something that's really crazy is look at the length of this this bullet. Some of these bullets are short paragraphs. And then he mixes in these one-liners. So we got this long one, another long one, another long one. We got short, another long one, and then short. I don't know if this is for pacing. I don't know if this is even done on purpose to kind of like make sure you don't get tired of reading these bullets. These are almost like what would be like subheads and then like several lines of copy. But he's done it in bullet form. And mostly because I want to say this, anytime you see a bullet or a book promo, it's going to be like a lot of bullets. For instance, even the Rich Dad Retirement Masterclass promo I was just talking about was supposed to be like a book, because that's what Rich Dad's all about, right? He sells books. So we offer a book as part of the package, and there's a lot of bullets, and we kind of treat the video masterclass as a book, as it's a resource, but you watch it. So we say, on video 4, 20 minutes into video 4, you'll learn this secret. So something like that. Anytime you're offering in a book or a video class is a direct offer. You're saying, I've got this product, and now I've got to sell you on the product. And a lot of the stuff that we've watched or are done on this channel is mostly about the opportunity or the big idea, and at the end we offer a newsletter. So a lot of different ways to do it, cut it and slice it up. And for anyone who's just new to this channel, this might all seem like gibberish. You have to watch all the videos. It really is like a language. It really is. It's like learning anything. You have to kind of get immersed in it to understand all the things I'm saying. But feel free to leave questions. You can leave questions in the comments. I'll be happy to refer you to other videos or answer them, whatever you need. Smash like. I forgot. Smash like. Subscribe to the channel. Love to have you as a subscriber. All right. So everybody knows you're supposed to use testimonials to get more sales, right? Wrong. I haven't used testimonials in over 4 years, and I'm making more sales than ever. Okay, so that's really cool, counterintuitive. So, I love stuff like that. Okay, counterintuitive. And, what we call that? We call it an incongruity that catches your attention. So something else you're going to see is he's using pattern interrupts throughout. All right, I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to see if I can call these out really quick. Did I just forget how to spell interrupt? All right, so he's not allowing you to get bored. Holy crap, we're only on page 2. You can't get bored, so I'm going to mark these. Everybody knows it's a pattern interrupt. Steal this. Steal what? So let me talk about everybody knows. Everybody knows is an obvious call out to this is common knowledge, and it makes you wonder, okay, everybody knows it, then what is it? I know it because I'm everybody, and I'm smarter than them anyway. Steal this is a pattern interrupt. Plug your ears. Pattern interrupt. See how it's bold and it's in caps? So I think what we would probably do is maybe drop a subhead or something to kind of break that stuff up. Best news ever is a pattern interrupt. Disclaimer, I don't know. I don't think that's a pattern interrupt. So this leaves you kind of going come on, whoa, don't do anything crazy now. Okay. What/why? Alright, cool. Alright, moving along. Hopefully my computer doesn't bug out on me again. You're supposed to get testimonials? No. Plus, you'll also discover. So this is just like a bullet in itself, right? This is like a little pseudo bullet. Okay, so this is a breakup. This is a bullet. Why this is important to note that this is a bullet is because he probably did recognize that no one wants to read 10 pages of bullets. So instead of just dropping another bullet here, he created a subhead and made it look like copy, but it's actually just a bullet. See, you'll see this. I haven't used testimonials, making more money. You can use this method on page 15. Plus, you'll also discover, and he resumes the bullets. How to charge more than your competitors. Here, make sure you can read this, guys. How to charge more than your competitors. The secret two-step formula that's built to work even. So we were talking about that just a minute ago. Even if you're an unknown nobody, right? So even if, and this can be one of two things, like we said earlier, common objection, right? That'll cast the largest net. Or you could do this. This is what John Carlton says in his simple writing. I can't keep up with all these resources. There's too many courses. It's like the simple writing system, I think it's called. John Carlton. Worst case. You know, I actually have never taken a course. Like, I never took the John Carlton writing course. I got that off of his free resources. He's like the first 3 like pieces of it for free on his website. I just read that. Stuff like that's available everywhere. Like, I'm giving away tons of free shit right here, right? Alright, the easiest way to create major demand for what you're selling. I did take Agora Financial's course, Copy Camp, when I got a job there. So that kind of counts, right? The easiest way to create major demand for what you're selling. Okay, so we're starting to see a pattern, right? Like, the easiest way to get what you want, right? Forget hype and the typical marketing you're used to and sick of, right? That's an objection. It's like something that's a pain in the ass. The simple approach works like crazy, and it doesn't even take money to deploy it. So it's cheap, it's fast, it's easy. 8 Black Ops psychological positioning triggers to make you magnetic to your best customers. One of them is forbidden. How to deploy the other 7. Revealed on page 17. I really like that. Like, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know how to. When I find copy that I don't know how to label or break down, that's damn good copy. Because it's like, I don't know how to fucking label this thing. Here's 8 things, but you can't use one. What? That's awesome. All right. This is a secret knowledge kind of thing. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to call it secret knowledge. It literally says forbidden. Secret knowledge comes, and the blue is usually from like Blair Warren's Forbidden Keys to Persuasion is where I usually get the blue from. Secret. Why is it? Oh no, it keeps doing this. Stop that. You stop it right now. I'm live. Computer. Disguising those bullets is very cool. Yeah, man. Lots of cool stuff happening here. You know, and it's crazy because I was like, I wonder what I can learn from like looking at one of the ancient best, I won't call it ancient, but like one of the old school giants of the direct response marketing game. And the thing is, it's hard with copywriting to learn new things this way if you don't know how to label it, right? Like, I don't know how to box some of this stuff into my brain and like call it back later. I might even come back and reference this for bullets when I do my next bullet-driven promo. And that's kind of like, I think, the value of this channel in general, is when you're just looking at copy, it's like impossible to dissect it if you don't know what it is you're looking for or how to label it. Like, how can you replicate something you don't understand? So hopefully I can bring that to the copywriting community for those folks who can't afford to pay $2,000 for stuff like this. I'll charge $2,000 for something one day. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's coming. Okay. How to become a celebrity authority in your marketplace. What to say in your ads, how to position your marketing messages, and what types of sales angles work best. This bullet, if you knew this was going to run to people who are on Twitter, this bullet should be like way up top. I feel like every dude on Twitter's, I mean, it's like not even a joke that you can make anymore because it's so cliched. Like dudes who are still struggling to get by and are 22 years old are giving life advice, and I don't know. So anyway, that's not all. You'll also uncover ruthless success secrets like, okay, so that's kind of cool. Let's save this because my computer keeps wigging, and I do not want to lose all these notes. How to get customers from your enemies. Okay, let's see. So I'm pretty sure this is another bullet. How to get customers from your enemies. You'll discover an unusual phrase that can turn your enemies into a wonderful source of major opportunity. Unusual phrase. So this is the mechanism, right? And if I broke this down on every single bullet, it would take me forever, right? But now that I'm just going to point it out every here and there so you can kind of see it. Just one tip. This is your mechanism. The single biggest factor in increasing the money in your pocket could be kind of a mechanism. Two things. Mechanism. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and scroll on down. Let's get through this thing. I actually wanted to go to the gym. I was like, this will take me like 30 minutes. I'm always wrong. All right. Okay, plus I reveal another bullet. The worst time to try to make a sale. Thank God, your competition is almost always going to make this mistake. Use my unusual offer timing. Yeah, there's the mechanism. Revealed on page 53. Why you should never send your traffic straight to a sales message, even if they already know you. Now there's a new process. Bam, you didn't even know about that shit. It's a new process that converts way more prospects into customers, and it can only be used online. Discover what it is and precisely how to deploy it on page 40. How billion-dollar CEOs. So there's a new process. So this is also like your mechanism right here, right? Discover what it is and precisely how to deploy it. On page 40, how billion-dollar CEOs, politicians, and even cult leaders control people's opinions without ever even meeting them. Major discovery on page 27. That's cool. That's just like a major intrigue bullet. And it's just like a how to achieve without. Okay, that kind of goes to what we were saying earlier. Like, he could say how billion-dollar CEOs control people's opinions. Not very exciting. So he adds to it, right? The specificity, though, is what makes it great. I want to write so you can actually read this one day. The specificity makes it great. Okay? It's the space, the dots, the things that go in between. Did my camera move? It's the things that go in between that make it so incredible. I feel like my camera did move. Alright. So anyway, So a lot of the bullets are kind of being set up the same way. So instead of saying how billion-dollar CEOs control people's opinions, he throws in politicians and even cult leaders. So that's kind of, again, like a weird incongruency. Like, okay, that's different. Control people's opinions, all right? And then we have an even if or without clause, right? So now without ever even meeting them. Without ever even trying is not very strong. You could say without ever spending a dime doesn't really seem very intriguing. I'm trying to think of what other withouts I could throw in there. But without ever even meeting them, that's crazy, right? Like, the other things kind of just seem like kind of like meh, 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 meh. What's like the one thing that, you know, like we were saying, even if worst case scenario, what's like the one farthest out there kind of thing you can go? And if you can go out there, then you can capture people's intrigue. Like, if you can go all the hell the way out there. Like, it's one thing to say how CEOs control people's opinions without spending a lot of money. Not very powerful. But how cult leaders control people's opinions without ever even meeting them, you might have something there. Okay, the fastest way to make someone want what you're selling, whatever you do, don't talk about your product. Okay, so some of these things are kind of cool because I can kind of identify them. I feel like this is obviously make it about the customer. I say obviously, but I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong about everything in my life to this point. The real way to get buyers from social media. Forget what the experts say. I personally close more sales per month than most people make in a year, all from advertising on social media. In short, I cracked the code. Go behind the scenes of a successful promo beginning on page 65. This looks like a pretty successful promo. I wonder how well this converts. Okay, so cool. Behind the scenes is kind of a cool little term. The real way. Okay, again, this comes back to, like, you know, secret information, like this, the common mistake, like everyone else is making a mistake. Why, technology? Why don't you let me do my thing? All right, you're right. That is a lot of proven real-world strategies and tactics that are working right now. But it's just the tip of the iceberg, because you're also getting an advanced system for turning complete strangers into raving fans who buy from you over and over again. That, to me, feels like a very tired claim. But that's because I've been in the internet marketing and advertising / like sales space for so long that I'm just tired of seeing that claim, personally. But I guess it works because people are still using it. And in financial copy, I still keep telling people, I'll make you rich in less than a year, a millionaire sometimes. So, I mean, if it works, it works. That's probably why it's cliche. Listen, where are we at now? Page 3 of 6. Jesus. As much as people like to complicate the process of selling things online, it's actually pretty simple. All right, cool. So people are dumb. This is easy. Here it is. Build a list of interested prospects. Sell them stuff. Everybody knows the first step is easy. I think that's the hard part. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm building a list of interested prospects. Subscribe to my YouTube, by the way. I'm at like 140 folks. That's really exciting stuff for me. So I'm very proud of that. Now, I'm not selling you anything yet. I should. Let's see. You build a list by giving away free information in exchange for their email address. You can do that in your sleep. Oh yeah, by the way, anyone who's just tuned in, I asked earlier at the beginning of the video, should I be focusing on my email list or on this YouTube channel? Now I'm talking like timing-wise. It's really becoming a pain in the ass to try to write an email every day and do a video. Just like once a week even, with traveling and how long it takes to, it took me like an hour just to get this ready with my thumbnail, my description, sending out an email to get you on the call, or we call it the video, the live stream. Yeah, what do you think I should do? What do you like better? What will you tune into more? And I think this is more shareable. So maybe I start here and then I funnel into the email list and kind of just chill in the emails. I don't know. You tell me. You build a list by giving away free information in exchange for their email address. You can do that in your sleep. But how do you turn a complete stranger into a raving fan who chooses you over everybody else over and over again, right? So I mean that's the question. How, right? And that's kind of what we want you left thinking. There's a system for it. And in addition to this book, you're also getting a complete 90-minute walkthrough of exactly how that system works and how you can start implementing it immediately. Okay, so a lot of this is done for you. And I remember watching one of old videos of Frank Kern when he was talking about like it's got to have like a magic bullet and a low self-esteem success chance or something like that, or he wouldn't work on it or something. So, so basically, he's been saying over and over in this letter all this done-for-you stuff. Like, I've got the system, I'll show you the steps. He's done it in the bullets above, he's doing it right here. He's basically a guy who really believes in that the more done for you, the better something will sell. Is what I'm assuming based on what I'm reading here. It's not a new tech gizmo, it's not software. Here's what to do next. Oh wow, he doesn't even tell you, he just kind of leaves you hanging there. Okay, so cool. I like this. So it's not statements. It's not what you think makes you. I can't speak and write. It makes you very intrigued because the whole time you're reading copy, you are trying to make sense of it. That's your whole brain's purpose, is to categorize it, box it up, and store it somewhere so you can say, I know what this is, I can quit reading. So whenever you drop an it's not statement, it's not what you think, you can just start saying, hey, you thought it was this? Nah. Thought it was that? Nah. And look, he just goes straight to the next thing. He doesn't even say anything else. He says, nope, nope. And then he just moves into the next section, which is kind of boss. I like that. But yeah, the point of these statements is very specific, is to make you know that you don't know. So let you know, hey buddy, you think you know. You don't have a clue. The cost of this book is $5.67, and you'll get it instantly as a PDF download. So I think maybe now we switch to our offer copy, because we have a price here. Why $5.60? Well, I used to mail out physical copies. The printing, postage, and padded envelope cost exactly $5.60. About 6% of books we shipped out were getting lost in the mail, and some of them were taking nearly 3 weeks to arrive. So he's justifying the $5 price, which seems crazy. It's so affordable. I figured you'd prefer get the book immediately rather than having to wait a couple weeks. Maybe he's justifying the electronic version. As soon as you place your order today, you'll be sent an email receipt with the download link where you can get it. From there, you can download the book and read it. So you can access your book anywhere, anytime, instantly, without having to wait for the post office to get to you. Oh, in case you're wondering, there's no catch. Okay, so basically, you have to tell them exactly what they'll get and what to do. And it's important that your offer section does have this. Like, you'll get a link, email receipt with the download link. Then you can download and read it, right? And it seems so basic and dumb, but it's like, you've got to put that in there. There is no catch. I know we're on page 4. Okay. There are some websites out there that offer you a great deal on something, but then they stick you in some program that charges your card every month. This isn't one of them. Anyone who knows Agora financial business model knows that's exactly what we do. Price went from $5.67 to $5.60. LOL. Yeah, I wonder if that's like a bit of a typo. It don't matter. I can cough up the 7 cents if it's anyway. There's no hidden continuity program you have to try or anything even remotely like that. I'm giving you this entire book at cost as a means of putting my best foot forward and demonstrating real value. My hope is that you'll love it, and this will be the start of a good business relationship for years to come. With that said, there's one thing to keep in mind. Time is of the essence. On that, all right, so speaking of which, this is a front-end product, right? You get a person in the funnel. He'll get my email address, I'm pretty sure, on the sales page, and then he'll probably email me. And that will be the funnel. Like, that's the continuity program, is now I'm on the email list. I didn't pay for a subscription. But he said the start of a good business relationship. What's crazy is I've been following this dude, and I think he's great. And I don't think I've ever bought a product from him. So this actually would be the start of our business relationship now that I think about it. Because I actually am not one of those dudes who like buy stuff. I think a lot of times buying too much, I like to buy books. See, I'm buying a book from him, but I don't buy courses or anything like that. I feel like that's for people who are stuck in analysis paralysis and just don't want to try to fail. And they're afraid of failing. And that's what a course does. A course tells you I have this system to make sure you don't fail, is what it's inferring, right? The system will make you succeed. And the opposite side of that argument is this means you cannot fail. So that's why people love courses, because they're chicken shit. That's why. All right. So anyway, I say all that, and I'm gonna sell a course one day, and no one's gonna buy it. All right. My hope is that you'll love it, and this will be the start of a good business relationship for years to come. With that said, it's one thing to keep in mind: time is of the essence. This sounds like some urgency. All right, any questions so far? Nope. All right, here's why. I take a loss by selling you this book at this price. The reason why is because it cost me $33.04 in advertising cost to sell one book. So why would I do that? Simple. I want to create a great impression on you so that one day you might do business with me again. So he is justifying the price, and now he's justifying the urgency. Yes, I have other products and services that you might be interested in. I am hedging my bets that you'll enjoy the book so much you'll ask to try other trainings and services I offer. Pretty straightforward, really. Oh, one more thing. You're also getting a brand new video training on how to turn Facebook ads into sales. So we'll go back to pink because this is actually just bonus number 1. You'll see that in pretty much all sales letters. And it's crazy the amount of information and the amount of work he was able to squeeze into 6 pages. This is just like a really impressive letter. You know what's funny? In the back of my head, I've been wondering, did Frank Kern write this? What if someone else wrote it, right? Like, what if you get to a point where you're just so busy running a business that you just pay copywriters and you don't even write your own copy anymore? Maybe Frank Kern didn't even write this. Smash like if you think Frank Kern wrote it, and smash like if you think he didn't write it. Okay, anyway, let's be honest. Paid traffic is probably one of the most scary topics for entrepreneurs. We've all heard the horror stories of people losing their shirts. I can relate. Happened to me repeatedly. But I stuck with it, and fast forward today, my company gets an average of just more than 3,058 and counting new customers every month just from Facebook ads. How? Well, there are 3 steps we use, and I'm convinced that if you follow these 3 steps, you can crack the Facebook code yourself. Just a few things you'll find in this special bonus include. I should pause really quick too and say, like, I'm not shitting on courses earlier. I've been thinking about that in the back of my head too. Like, some people, courses have their place. I just know too many people who love to eat up and gobble up courses because they're scared to try something. If that makes sense, I wanted to clarify that now. I'm not just shitting on people who take courses. All right, so just a few of the things you'll find in the special bonus include how to use Facebook ads to get more leads and sales for your business, even if, okay, so there's your even if, right? Even if you're scared of technology, don't really use Facebook personally, and don't know a thing about paid traffic, right? So there's that even if worst case scenario we were talking about. Can you read this? This is terrible handwriting. I should probably do something a little more, trying to make it a little more legible. How to position your ad for the greatest response right out of the gate. This is the secret to getting the most bang for your advertising buck. Okay. Secret 3 stages that every successful Facebook ad campaign has, and how you can use them to save yourself time, money, and effort. Secret 3 stages. I wonder if that's like campaign, and then ad set, and then ad. What if it could be? The accidental discovery that boosted the positive response of our images. Okay, cool. We got a little another mechanism. At this point in my day, it's 1:37. I thought I would have headed to the gym and I'd be showering in a little while and going Christmas shopping. I suck at time management. All right, forget needing expensive professional photos. All you need is the camera on your phone and about 15 spare minutes. Okay, cool. Cheap photos. The amazing free tool that will let you turn a single ad. So free tools is your mechanism. Let you turn a single ad into dozens of variations to test at a touch of a button. Is it the Facebook ad tool? It'll not only save you a tremendous amount of time, it'll save you a ton of money. The often overlooked but super easy method to scaling advertising rapidly. How you can get Facebook to help you lower your ad costs. That's kind of cool. It's actually in their best interest to do so. Hold on more. This book is great. You'll get everything you need from it. Let's see where we're at. Okay, cool. We're almost done, guys. This book is great. So be thinking about questions, because by the time you see me say we're almost done, it'll be like 5 minutes from now. Okay, I got a comment here. That why is it so cheap is very much like the Ryan Dice Perry Batchelor Tripwire sales copy, and good insight, and I think true on the courses thing. Yeah. It's the course thing, yeah. Go either way. I know a lot of professional people who go to conferences and still like do masterminds and course. It's a little bit higher level than just like a standard course. But you should always be, I do definitely advocate, always try to learn and grow. So I kind of felt like some dissonance as soon as I started shitting on courses. I was like, but I'm always telling people to read and write. I just don't like people, or I don't mind those people. I'm just saying, it bugs me to see folks who get paralyzed and just buy up courses. I think that's the point I was trying to make, and I think I could have come off like a douche. So I didn't want to do that. All right. So look, this book is great. You get everything you need from it. But I'm the kind of guy who likes to play big or go home, and I'm betting you are too. That's why I'm giving you this bonus video today. It's my little way of ensuring that you can start implementing everything you will learn in Convert right away. So yes, you really are getting this book and the Facebook ads training for just $5.60. Okay, so the price did change to $5.60. However, if you can't make the numbers work for this test, I may pull the book down and raise the price if I can't make the numbers work. So you need to claim your copy now. Okay, cool. So I got some urgency. I will note something else. There is 0 images of a book. I get that the book is an electronic book, but in all the ads, like I even went back to make sure I was on the right landing page, because this is the only time he mentions the name of the book, I think. You know what? We can Control F that. Let's find that. So, why is this thing still like, go away? All right. It's in the URL. But that's an interesting thing to note, man. He's selling a book, and he doesn't ever mention the book. Wait a minute. Can I not Control F it? I can't. This isn't text. That's annoying. I can't copy and paste any of this text if I wanted to. Which is why I always save my PDFs using Mozilla Firefox, because it's the only one that allows me to save a PDF and then actually be able to copy and paste the text afterwards. Whatever. I don't think there's anything out of here I definitely wanted to copy and paste anyway. That's frustrating, but we'll move on. If I pull the offer down, that's all she wrote. And by the way, looks like the text is changing size here. And by the way, even though you're paying a ridiculously low price, you're still protected by the boldest guarantee in the world. All right, so that's classic offer section, right? It's so cool to see the parallels, right? I sell financial, some people sell health, but it's like, at the end of the day, the sales letter formula is almost universal. I 100% guarantee you'll love this book and the new video training, or I'll return the 560, or I'll return your 560, let you keep the book and video training anyway. Just email me or call the number on your receipt, and I'll give you back your 560 with no questions asked. How is that for fair? This is truly a limited offer, so claim your copy before they're all gone, okay? And this is a big green button. All right, so it says, thanks for taking the time to read this letter. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Let's see if I got the button here for you. Okay, come down here. Get center. No, it's off center because his picture's on the left in the URL, or in the HTML version. Okay, cool. So there it is. Send me the book. Thanks for taking time to read this letter. Look forward to hearing from you soon, Frank Kern. In case you were one of those people like me who just skipped to the end of the letter, here's the deal. So at the end of the letter, you summarize with a PS all the main points of your letter. In case I'm giving you a 75-page book, which he doesn't name here either, that outlines the exact marketing approaches I've used to create wildly successful internet sales systems for my own business, for my clients, price. It's exactly the price it would cost to print up a physical copy, stuff it in padded envelope, mail it to you. I'm also giving you a video training. There's the bonus, which outlines the exact 3 steps we use on Facebook to bring in this many customers a day. Bonus video not only shows you what the 3 steps are, it gives you examples of how to deploy them right now. I'm giving to you as a gift, implement what you learned in the book immediately. This is a very limited offer because I'm running a marketing test, so this is an emergency. If I'm not able to at least break even, I'll put this offer down. There's no catch. You will not be signing up for any trial to some monthly program or anything like that. In fact, if you don't like the book, let me know, and I'll even give you your $5.60 back. Claim your copy, you won't regret it. Disclaimer: the sales figures stated above are my personal sales figures. Please understand my results are not typical. I'm not implying you'll duplicate them or do anything for that matter. I have the benefit of practicing for 19 years. Okay. So he's basically telling you, do not get this book. It's the same disclaimer from up top, right? Okay, so he breaks down the major points here. He's only got one bonus in this, but it's only $5.60. I mean, what do you want? It's $5.60. It's perfect. Let's see. I didn't mark the price on the. Giving you a 75-page book. Okay. Alright, that's it, man. That's the whole letter. It was actually a really enlightening letter. Like, his bullets are just really unique, and I think what happens is, especially in the financial newsletter industry, so what's the price? In the financial newsletter industry, there's a couple top dogs, right? There's a handful of dudes who are making the lion's share of the money, and what happens is we look to those newsletters, like I'm looking to this one, and we say, okay, how do I take what works from that and make it my own, and blah, 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 blah. And I think what happens in the newsletter industry is you end up with a copy of a copy of a copy and of a copy. So I'm glad I took a minute to step outside of that world and look at these bullets and just see the cool, unique way that he basically for, 4 pages just gives you a slew of bullets. And it doesn't 100% feel like that because some of these bullets are mini sections of copy that could have had this setup where you have a subhead and a couple lines of copy and then some bullets, right? So that was really cool. Maybe I should do some more of that where I try to find, and I was really just kind of excited to break down a Frank Kern letter. It's just something I've never done. I've watched his speeches on YouTube, and I got him on Instagram, and he's following me on Facebook as sponsored posts. So that was kind of cool just to sit down and see how he does it. And I'm also hoping he did do it. Like he didn't pay a writer to do this one. That would be really cool too. All right, so questions. Here's some questions. Let's see. He doesn't mention the name of the book because he uses the same sales letter for all of his books. LOL. Is that true? I mean, that would make sense. This is a nice, short, tight sales letter, encouraging and seems very doable to try and model, and not as daunting as trying to write a 50-page sales letter. That's a great point, man. I think the 50-page sales letter... Okay, let me tell you how I feel, and let me tell you what's probable. I feel like I'm tired of the 50-page sales letter, and I feel like our customer is tired of the 50-page sales letter, especially in VSL format, where you're forced to sit there and just like watch for like 2 hours, right? And you might be sold within the first 15 minutes, but you can't just buy. You got to watch this 2-hour video. Personally, I think we need to start moving towards a model that looks more like 25 pages, which seems long to most people, but to me that's like short. Like 30 pages, 40 pages is overkill, man. Just sell me the thing already. But I get what you're saying. Like, it seems a lot easier to try and model this. He does a lot, and it's a bullet-driven promo. So there's not like sections. It's just like he's using intrigue for about 3 pages straight. Every line is a line of intrigue. Every bullet would take so much effort for the average copywriter to try to pull together. So yeah, also, if you want to have all these notes and everything I wrote up, you can do the, you can sign up to my email list at kylethewriter.com/swipe. And whenever you sign up to the email list, I used to do daily emails, but then I started traveling a lot and working on 2 projects, and all of a sudden I'm like, uh-oh, I only write 1 email like every 3 days. But you'll at least get access to the PDF files that I do on this channel, so you can have all these if you want them. Anything else? Let's see. There's a question here. Can you share who those 3 or 4 top dogs in the financial space that you follow and watch are? I don't follow and watch them. And that's another thing. Like, now that I'm on the other side of that, for instance, I used to watch like a lot of YouTube, and I'd listen to podcasts, and I'd do all that stuff. And then I actually started working with the producers of copy. I started working with the top dogs, the dudes selling like nearly like a single person selling like over $80 million in products. One person, one guy, not a business, not like a team, like this dude. So, you know what he doesn't do? He doesn't spend any time on social media. I don't know if he has a post on his Facebook. I know he has a Facebook, but it's like, and sometimes I wonder, like, do I spend too much time doing these YouTube videos? And my whole argument with myself when I started the channel was, I'm only going to do what I would be doing anyways. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to go out of my way for the YouTube channel. I'm not going to go create vlogs or really elaborately produced content. If I'm going to break down a sales letter, which I would do anyway, maybe I can record it and build a following. That was like as far as I was willing to go with it. And the reason being is because to be that good at copy, those top 3 or 4 dogs, you don't do blogs, you don't do YouTube channels, you don't do Facebook or Twitter or any of that shit. So it's kind of like a, there are dudes out there who are very successful doing that, but their whole business is that. Their whole business is like selling their course or selling the book, and they write like one sales letter to sell the thing, and the sales of the book sustains them, or the sales of their course sustains them. It's kind of like, it's like a convoluted kind of thing. But yeah, if you're making money off sales of the book that you made or the product that you made, you could probably spare some time to sell a product to make money on the product. You know what I mean? Hey Kyle, this brings up a question. How do you go long when the topic is very easily exhaustible? I mean, I'm writing a short sales letter for the ecology space, but I'm out of things to write about. 2 stories included past 8 pages. I mean, can you tell me a little bit more about ecology space? What are you writing a letter about in the ecology space? I'm Googling ecology. What are you selling? Tell me a little bit about what you're selling, and I think I can give you hopefully something helpful. I mean, it's only $20. Small donation ask. If you're asking someone tree planting for money, I mean, oh man, this is out of my domain, but I'm gonna take a stab at it. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is, shit. How do I say something and not like look like an idiot in 2 weeks? It's a lot of pressure on these YouTube lives. Okay, so if you're doing tree planting for money, like I think what I would do, from my experience, is I start with the big idea, right? And the big idea is something much grander than tree planting for money. So what you want to do is you kind of figure out, what do people who care about the environment, people who care about these trees, people who care about, What are they watching on the news? What are they into? What's important to them in their lives, right? Okay, and then try to find that intersect. And this is some very high level, very vague advice, but essentially, how do I explain this? I'm trying to think, like, what would a tree planting person or someone who cares about the environment or someone who's environmentally conscious, like, what are they about, right? So maybe you write a sales letter that is more about imagine a world, where you can, whatever that greatest environmental, like, bliss sort of world is, like, imagine that thing, right? My brain is violently searching, like, tell me what the hell your audience watches on TV, or what the hell they read in the news, or what do they care about, right? And then you basically take that story and you make it somehow related to, if you would just give $20 for tree planting, that life will come true. And then you're not talking about tree planting. You're not talking about statistics. You're talking about this big idea. You're talking about this emotional self first, right? First you sell them, like PETA shows you, like, all the dying animals, right? They're not telling you, like, they're not coming out of the gate with, like, numbers. They're coming out of the gate with sad animal faces. Yeah, I already went there. I'm at 8 pages, doom and gloom, planet is burning in Mad Max style. We don't stop climate change. We can change that and have a better world that needs trees. Seems like we're thinking alike right now. Mad Max style. Okay. I mean, Al Gore has an entire movie about climate change, right? Like, he's on camera. It's like a 40-minute movie or an hour long. It's like an official, like, full-length video, right? Like, it's like not like a 20-minute documentary. It's like a real long thing. If he can sit there and talk about climate change on camera for that long, I mean, like, what is he talking about? What are the different studies he's looking at, and how does he make people care? That'd be something, like, worth checking out. Like, what did he talk? I remember he talked about, like, a frog in the boiling water and it pops out, and it's like, that's what we're doing, right? He makes these analogies. So if you want to go doom and gloom, that's something you can maybe do, is try to figure out. I think Trump is just, like, such a hot topic to easily tie everything in the world to. Like, if you don't like Trump, like, you could easily play up how evil he is and what he's doing, right? So you could do that. Like, you could spend. I could probably write, like, 10 pages on the bad effects of ignoring this stuff. And then, like, it doesn't have to be, like, your claims and your proof, right? Your claims, your proofs, and your benefits don't all have to be directly tied to trees. If you look at the liquid metal promo that I did, liquid energy, here it is. So this whole sales letter is about this liquid technology inside this unmarked tanker. And there's one company that's going to benefit greatly. That's the opportunity, right? You get in this company, you're going to make $1 jillion. Then they just talk about the demand for this liquid technology, which I think is like ethanol. There is one company selling it, but it's not the only company. And getting in on that isn't the only way to get rich. But they just talk about how important the ethanol is, that then they just tie it. They just tie it together at the end of a section, right? They talk about savvy investors book gains of 20,000% when the Pentagon technologies go commercial. So they just talk about other Pentagon technologies here that are somewhat tangentially related to liquid energy. And the point of that is, like, you don't have to talk about just trees, dude. You can just talk about, like, anything related to the environment getting better. Like, with cleaner water, we get this. With cleaner air, we get that. With more ozone, we get this. So at the end, just give me $20 and that'll all come true. So yeah, you could write, like, an encyclopedia on that, I think, if you thought outside the box and you get off of the trees themselves. Like, that's a really difficult question to ask, so I rambled through it. And I hope that just the volume of rambling I did makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, any other questions? Anyone else want me to ramble at the screen for 10 minutes? Because I am willing to do that for you if you smash like. Alright, smash like, subscribe to the channel. Go to copywriter.com/swipe if you want to get all my PDFs, like this guy, like this guy. Did I do this one? That guy. I haven't done these guys yet. I haven't put that one on there either. But yeah. So smash like, get my PDF swipe file. Thanks for being a subscriber if you already are. Share it in Reddit, dude. I looked at some things, like I have like one post someone shared in Reddit. I still get like all my traffic, and that post is like 2 weeks old. Share some stuff in Reddit. Talk about me in Reddit. People love that Reddit stuff. that's my marketing and advertising budget. I just spent it. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions coming through, and I'm stalling because the delay is killer on these videos. So, thanks very much for giving me your time and listening to me ramble at the camera, checking out this video, and I hope you have a terrific rest of your day. I don't see any more questions. Okay, bye, guys. Thanks for coming by.